Hello everybody, Finding Arias here. Finally starting the Grown Enough album track explanations and all of that. This was due like a year ago and I just pushed it off for too long. Starting off, today's piece is just going to be about the album as a whole, kind of explaining how it came to be and all of that, especially since Grown Enough is arguably a more interesting kind of collection than Thoughts of an Idle Mind was. So I guess starting off, the very earliest days of the album, I had one idea really. It was I wanted to make an album that kind of just had good, fun sounding summer vibe type songs. When I was first starting the album, I was thinking a lot of albums like Sucking the Sea by Arctic Monkeys, or The Now Now by Gorillaz, and then newer albums that were coming out at the time, like The Rise and Fall of Loverboy by Sir Sly and Scaled and Icy by 21 Pilots. And it kind of was this basic idea, and then the original idea of the album was an album called Urbanism, which was going to be this kind of politically toned album with more elements of hip-hop and electronica, mixed in with rock elements. And I feel like a little bit of that kind of still lingers in how that album ended up sounding, but it ended up being a much different approach as to what the actual album was. Then I kind of got working on a handful of songs I thought were really good, and that ended up being the Not the Same EP, which I was kind of dipping my toe in the water, seeing, do I think this is a sound I want to go with, or do I want to kind of just let this be a short little phase and then move on to something else? I liked it. Seemed like a lot of other people liked it, so I kind of pushed forward with the album. And then kind of the theming of the album, the major theming at least, it was because it was, I was writing it during my senior year of high school. I was trying to reflect on the past a lot, and I kind of let the album expand from there. Give me, an opportunity to kind of explore, a lot of feelings I'd kept repressed over those years. A lot of the tracks, apart from a handful, like the Not the Same EP tracks, and then Night Bus, which is actually one of the first songs that was completed for the album, not including the Not the Same EP stuff. A lot of those songs kind of came out of me when I was I was kind of reflecting. It wasn't like Thoughts on Out of Mind, where it was I was just coming up with stories, but it was a proper reflection on things that had happened. So the album ended up feeling a lot more personal and a lot more explorative of myself. And there's still